The rosters for the 2021 NBA All-Star Game are set. After the starters were announced last week as determined by a combination of fan, player, and media voting, the league has now announced 14 total reserves that were selected by NBA head coaches. We already knew that Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and Kyrie Irving were named starters from the Eastern Conference, and Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, Kawhi Leonard, and Luka Doncic would be starters from the West. The full rosters are now out with the announcement of the reserves. As a reminder, the All-Star Game isn't East versus West anymore. LeBron James and Kevin Durant will serve as the captains because they were the leading vote-getters among fans, and will chose their teammates in a draft. The league is again using the Elam Ending to determine the winner after a successful debut last season. The 2021 NBA All-Star Game will take place on Sunday, March 7 in Atlanta despite opposition from top players because of the ongoing global pandemic. Here are the reserves from each conference. 2021 Western Conference All-Star Reserves: Damian Lillard, G. Portland Trail Blazers. Lillard and Doncic tied for a starting spot, but Doncic's lead in fan voting gave him the nod. Lillard is having another tremendous season to keep the Blazers afloat despite CJ McCollum and Jusuf Nurkic missing extended time because of injuries. Read Blazers' edge on why Lillard deserves to be in the MVP conversation. Donovan Mitchell, G. Utah Jazz. Utah has been dominating teams on their way to the best record in the NBA. Mitchell is the engine of their half-court offense, and he's averaging career-best numbers in scoring, 24.5 points per game, assists, and true shooting percentage. Rudy Gobert, C. Utah Jazz. Gobert still has a strong case as Utah's most valuable player despite Mitchell's continued ascent. The Jazz have built their entire system around Gobert's immaculate rim protection, and his screening and finishing ability are key pieces of the offense. Gobert has been one of the top defensive players in the league for years, but his 2.8 blocks per game are a career high. Paul George, F. Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers signed George to a 4-year, $190 million extension before the season, and he's rewarded them with one of his best seasons ever. The 30-year-old is averaging 24.4 points per game on 51.1% shooting from the field, 47.1% shooting from three-point range, and 89.4% shooting from the foul line while also averaging a career-best 5.5 assists per game. Anthony Davis, F. Los Angeles Lakers. Davis is out with a calf strain and will miss the game. Expect Commissioner Adam Silver to name an injury replacement. Chris Paul, G. Phoenix Suns. The Suns have shot up the standings after adding CP3 over the offseason, which is the effect he's had on his team almost every year of his career. Paul is averaging 16.6 points and 8.